like the White House may finally be coming to the debt ceiling negotiating table in a more serious way. The President's now appointed members of his staff to negotiate directly with Speaker McCarthy's team, a logical and overdue step since passage of debt ceiling legislation depends on an agreement between the President and the Republican-controlled House of Representatives. I was also encouraged by the White House's statement after Tuesday's debt ceiling meeting, which noted that the President is, quote, optimistic that there is a path to a responsible bipartisan budget agreement if both sides negotiate in good faith and recognize that neither side will get everything that it wants. And recognize that neither side will get everything that it wants. That part is very important, Mr. President, because previously Democrats and the President's position was that Democrats should get everything they want and that Republicans should get nothing, an extremely unrealistic position and one that suggested that Democrats did not understand the nature of divided government. So I'm grateful that the President seems to be taking a more realistic view of what is necessary for an agreement. It's unfortunate that it's taken the White House this long. Speaker McCarthy's been ready to negotiate for months, and the President should have engaged seriously months ago. But, Mr. President, better late than never. And I hope over the next few days the two sides will be able to swiftly reach an agreement. A good place to start would be with a good long look at the policies in the House Republicans' Limit, Save, Grow Act, which pairs a debt ceiling increase with common sense spending reforms. Things like reclaiming unspent COVID money, modestly strengthening work requirements in federal entitlement programs for able-bodied Americans. A move, I might add, supported by more than 60% of the American public in order to help individuals move from welfare to work. Capping discretionary spending for next year at the fiscal year 2022 discretionary spending level, the same level we were successfully operating at mere months ago. Repealing the green energy subsidies in the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, whose estimated cost has ballooned since the bill was passed. Passing permitting reform, a bipartisan priority to help get both conventional and green energy projects off the ground more quickly, which could help grow our economy.
Greetings, friends. So yes, it is true. More relief is on the way. A one-time direct deposit worth as much as $250 are set to go out to millions of Americans very soon. This is thanks to legislation that was just approved today. The legislation will also help cut poverty rates. The Biden administration has also proposed a brand new rule that would help students with crippling debt. My friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, tomorrow, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances, friends, of winning the giveaways. More relief has been approved on a state level. Democrats reached a deal today on a $3 billion plan to send one-time tax rebates of $260 to 2.5 million Minnesota residents, create a new tax credit they hope will slash childhood poverty rates, and exempt many seniors from taxes on their Social Security income. Local governments also will see a boost in aid to keep property taxes down and help cover public safety costs. So not everyone will see a tax cut under this bill, and some corporations and wealthier Minnesota residents will pay more. The deal, presented late Wednesday night, comes after months of negotiations among Democrats on how much to cut taxes and who should benefit the most, with a historic $17.5 billion budget surplus at their disposal. Republicans have been critical of the plan, pushing for more of the surplus to be devoted to tax cuts. The final agreement on the one-time tax rebate is smaller than the $1,000 for individuals and $2,000 for married couples that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz pitched earlier this session. Under this finalized deal, single residents of Minnesota who make up to $75,000 a year will receive a one-time refundable tax credit of $260 and $520 for married joint filers who make up to $150,000 a year. Families with children can receive $260 more per child, up to 3 children, for a maximum of $1,300. Legislative negotiators included a version of the governor's proposal to create a new child tax credit, which they estimate will cut childhood poverty in the state by nearly 25%. The new credit will provide families $1,750 per dependent, which will start phasing out at $35,000 in annual income for couples. Meanwhile, couples earning up to $100,000 in annual income will be exempt from state taxes on their Social Security income. Some Democrats campaigned on fully exempting that income from taxes. The Biden administration also just proposed a new rule that is meant to prevent students from taking on an unaffordable amount of student loan debt to attend for-profit colleges and certificate programs at non-profit colleges. An earlier version of the rule, known as gainful employment, was proposed under the Obama administration and later rescinded. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said on a call with reporters today, "The Biden administration's version of the rule will be the strongest yet." The Department of Education proposed a new regulation that aims to bring increased transparency to the true costs and financial outcomes of nearly all undergraduate and graduate degree programs, including both nonprofit and for-profit colleges. The department expects to release the final regulations by October. If successfully finalized by November 1st, the rules will go into effect on June 1st, 2024. The proposed rule aims to identify low-performing for-profit colleges and certificate programs at nonprofit colleges, meaning those whose graduates had high student loan payments relative to their income. This would be measured in 2 ways under the proposed rule. First, the Department of Education would set a minimum threshold for students' debt-to-earnings ratio. Second, at least half of graduates from a program will be required to have higher earnings than a high school graduate in their state's labor force who never pursued a post-secondary education. Programs that fail at least one metric would be required to warn students that the program is at risk of losing access to federal aid, like student loans and Pell Grants for low-income students. Those programs that fail to meet the standards on the same metric twice in a 3-year period would lose access to any federal aid. The proposed gainful employment rule is the latest change the Biden administration seeks to bring to the federal student loan system. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Thursday. Thank you, dear friends, for being here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners tomorrow for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Thursday.